Welcome to the Russell Hantz Show. Today, I have a very special guest. It is an icon in the Big Brother world. Janelle, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me, Russell.
I bet you they have a lot of people out there that would have thought you wouldn't have came on my show.
Oh,
What you think?
no. The fans know I'm a very forgiving person, and I've always actually admired you. So,
Well, the thing
of
is,
course,
I
I'd do your
wanted
show.
I wanted to go ahead and go back a little bit about the Twitter thing and just tell you my side of the story here.
Sure.
Me and Janelle had a little Twitter war, not much of one, just maybe one or two tweets, and that was it. And the reason being, it for me, it was because it is a game that you play, but it became very emotional for me because I'm different when it comes to my family. When it comes to regular
hmm
people, I'm not, I'm just not a touchy feely guy, even with my family. But when it comes to somebody, if I think my brother's being bullied or my somebody immediate in my family, my daughters or something like that, I get really passionate because yeah, I might not be touchy feely, but if you mess with my family, it cuts deep. Even if it's and I know you didn't do anything. I'm not saying you did anything with my brother on the show. What I'm saying is, I was emotionally, kind of cut with the whole thing that, and you were involved with because you was on the show. So for
Right.
me, it kind of, I was really it really upset me, the whole thing with CBS kicking my brother off, and it got to me personally, and I kind of only took it out on you, which wasn't fair for you because you weren't the reason he went home. So I apologize for the Twitter thing, and I just wanted to get that out there right off the bat.
Oh, thanks. I definitely accept your apology, and I hear what you're saying. I mean, I did kind of mess with Willie a little bit. Not like crazy. Like he's obviously a man, but
Right, of
I think
course.
I pressed his buttons.
Well, that's what you're supposed
Um,
to do in the game like that. It's your job. It's your job to because I do the same thing when I play, and your job is to press buttons and to get further in the game. And I want to go ahead and go straight to this because it's. I want to bring it up now. What? Because you went in as a
Mhm,
coach. You and what? Two, three other
mhm.
people? Was it three other people?
Yes.
Okay, so four
Yes.
coaches. They come in the game of Survivor. I'm sorry, that's always on my mind. But you come in the game with of Big Brother with my brother Willie Hantz, and at first you're coaches. So that brings me to my point now that you see CBS and the production company made sense with you guys. They made it make sense with me and Rob. Because it was like almost a Russell versus Rob type thing. With you guys, you were coaches, so they
Right.
made sense. What sense does it make to bring? Now I like the guy, I like Paul, but what sense does it is it to bring him in? How can they bring one person into a game of Big Brother, just one person, and is it fair for the other cast? Do you think that that's fair?
No. I don't think it's fair to either. I mean, I don't think it's fair to the one veteran that has to go back and like basically go against the whole house or whatever. It's
Right?
not fair to the new people either.
Yeah, because Rachel said it best. She said all stars or no stars, and I kind
Yeah.
of agree with that. Even
Yeah, I
even
hated I hated going on as a coach with like 4 out of 12. It's just not very good odds. It's terrible. You couldn't even Dan made it all the way and couldn't even win because they were so bitter.
right, yeah,
So we were
and
playing for second place all along, you
right,
know?
and people like you and me, we will, we could very possibly get called back again, and if it happens, like if it happens for me, I want it to be make it maybe a legend season or something like that. Would you
Right,
agree if it
right.
happened with you? Would you rather that something like that?
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, I've played All Stars before, and I really liked that because everyone had already done the show. I did not like getting mixed in with newbies. I thought it was so unfair to them and to me too,
Right.
because they didn't even. They were so freaking scared of me. It was pathetic.
Why are you so scary, Janelle? You don't scare
I'm
me.
not.
I wonder if I would have been the one in that house. You see, people they judge me a little differently, and they take it for granted that I'm who they think I am and not who I really am. So if I was in
Mhm.
that house and you was trying to get under my skin, that's, to me, it's part of the game. And to me, I can take it. I know my brother, Willie, can't take that kind of thing. He just can't. He can't take it in real life.
He was ready to just like blow. He just couldn't take it. He was just like, he was going crazy.
Did you see at any
point? He
point?
was so paranoid.
Did you see at any point where you had what you accomplished what you wanted to do, and where you had him where you wanted him? Did you see that?
Yes.
You seen it happening?
Definitely.
Right.
I think me and Brittany both did. I mean, he's probably really nice, but he just got like really.
No, Willie's a really good guy. Like in real life, besides all that TV stuff, he's a really good guy. He's got his people's back. He would have my back. I could do a blood and water season with Willie, and I know he wouldn't vote me out. Like legitimately, wouldn't vote me out. Like he's the like your brother should be. So it just
no. I really enjoyed spending the first 2 days in the house with. I enjoyed the first week in the house with Willie.
Right.
But he was very funny. He's a very funny guy. He always had me laughing.
Right. So if they did a legend season, would you play? Because if they did a legend season, you're definitely on it when it comes to the Big Brother world there.
I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, I have 3 kids, obviously, that are very small, and I have a career. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. Big Brother's so long, and if I did, I would just lose so much money.
Right.
And I know that sounds selfish to think of that, but it's, you got to think of the money, too. It's 3 months long.
Yeah, but we also have to think of our fans out there, and you cannot do a legend Big Brother without Janelle. You just can't do it. You can't do one without Russell. A Survivor season. So there's certain people in this genre, and I think that's what most people try to achieve, and I think it hurts them. Like Cody this season, they try to achieve something that they can't. They try to become Rachel Riley, Janelle, Russell Hantz. They try to become something that they can't achieve. And do you think that Instagram famous and all that crap or whatever all that stuff is, do you think that affects their gameplay?
I think it does, because I think the most important thing is to be who you are, because every other character is already taken. You know what I mean?
Right.
Those people are already they're that's who they are. So
yeah, because
being yourself is super important.
I can tell you one. I had a conversation with Jeff one time, and he told me we had dinner after I was off the season 19. We were having dinner, and he said, "You know who you remind me of?" He said, "Richard Hatch." Now, I've never watched the show before, so I literally didn't know who Richard Hatch was. But now I take it as a compliment. But then it made me mad. Like, it literally made me mad. I said, "Jeff, what do you mean? I remind you of someone else? Like, I am Russell Hantz. I want to be who I am. I want to be me. I don't want to be whoever this guy you're telling me I remind you of. I'm supposed to, I want to be my own person." And, that's what people need to go out there and do. They need to be their own people and not try to be like Janelle and, not try to be like Boston Rob and these type of players. Right. And I think when they go out there, they as soon as they try to do that type of thing, it messes with their game. Because I see that in Cody. I see him trying to do that type of thing. And it's, his game is done. And as far as I can see.
Yeah, it's totally done. Yeah, he's screwed.
Right. So
totally screwed. If there ever was a legend season of Survivor, I'd really like to see you play, and Boston Rob, and Sandra, of course.
Mm-hmm, of course.
And Parvati.
Of course.
Those are my top 4.
Well, you just named probably everybody's top 4. The ones that hate me, they love Sandra. The ones that hate Sandra, they love me. And almost the same thing with Rob. It's like, oh, I hate this one, but I love this one. Like if I ever, when I start talking to someone, I'm like, well, they say my mom's usually it's the mom. My mom's a huge Survivor fan. I said, well, she either hates me or she loves me. There's no in between.
Yeah.
Do you find that the same with you, or are you more loved than hated?
I think I'm probably more loved than hated. I never did anything like, straight up evil or anything. I just won competitions. I'm basically like the Aussie of Big Brother.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. So how'd you do that? I mean,
Who did you like playing with better, Sandra or Rob?
oh, I didn't like playing with neither of them, but but Rob was actually a good player, and he could actually play strategically. Sandra, all she did was sit around. No, she did win twice, but the reason this is why I'll explain to you, since it's just me and you talking. I'll explain to you why she won with me, because she did so bad. I seen her, and I kept saying, Sandra, I'm going to take you to the end, Sandra. I'm going to take you to the end. That's why you see her saying, Russell thinks he can beat me, but I don't know. That's why you see that. But you don't see me pleading with her. Sandra, stop trying to get rid of me. I want to take you to the end. I think I can beat you. So I want to take you to the end because of the way she played the game. Physically, she couldn't even, like I said, I was like, Sandra can't even hardly walk. And then they show a clip of her falling down on her face. So physically, her challenge was terrible. I mean, physically, maybe one of the worst in the history of the game. She's bitchy and she likes to say it. She's sassy. She even calls herself sassy. That's not good for your social play. And strategically, she tried to get rid of me the entire game. That was her strategic ploy. Get rid of Russell. And it just didn't work. Now, when it comes to Rob's a good player. Like, Rob was physically trying to, strategically, physically playing the game. So I like them both equally. Yeah. So hardly any. And I can give Rob respect because he's a great player. Sandra, I played with her. I seen what she had to offer. She's not a good player. That's why I wanted to bring her to the end, because I thought in the retrospect of heroes versus villains, they would respect the decision and say, okay, well, Russell played better than her. Let's give her. But it doesn't work like that, because they have things called bitter juries, which is part of the system. I'm just learning that bitter jury thing. I'm learning that's a real thing.
Yeah, it's real.
And it's part of the game,
As real as it gets.
The thing is, it's part of the game. So I lost, and I have to accept that. I couldn't accept that for a long time. And now it's like, okay, you have to implement that bit of jury into your gameplay. You just have to,
You have to, yeah. My husband was so pissed when you didn't win. He actually stopped watching Survivor after you lost, I think. Wow. He doesn't watch it with me anymore.
Did you play? You played before I played, right? I played in 2009.
I played in 2006, 2007, and 2012.
Okay, so you played twice before I played. That's a lot.
Yep.
Your next one will be
and then once after.
Your next one's going to be a legend season. I just know it.
I don't know.
Or it's going to be
that one, but...
or it's going to be Big Brother versus Survivor, and then I'll be out there with you.
Amazing.
I have a feeling you would still gun for me though, Janelle. I'm not going to.
I wouldn't.
I'm not going to be. Oh, listen.
No, I wouldn't. I would need your brain power, honestly.
Oh, I love to think that would be the case. But your social game seems pretty good too, so I don't know. So what do you think about all these showmances in the house? They got 3 of them.
I think it's so stupid. Like, if you have the hots for someone, can you wait like 4 freaking weeks?
And usually it's the good-looking people.
Wait for it to actually, and I mean, I've been in showmances myself, and so. But it's kind of like a rookie mistake to get into a showmance. Right. I did the exact same thing that these girls are doing. I used a guy as a meat shield, totally.
Right.
It was like they were targeting us. Oh, he's 6'4", he's 230 pounds.
Right.
So
do you think
Take
that?
him out.
I mean, is there not a there have to the Survivor book? I mean, here we go again. The Big Brother book. Is there, shouldn't the first chapter be no showmances?
I think that showmances are an amazing strategy, and they can be very, very well thought out, and they can do great things for your game. But you have to wait until like week 4 or 5 to do it, because there's no, you know what I mean? Like, you have to wait. You have to have like a friendship with someone, and then just keep it like, hey,
Do you
Let's
think
work out together but not be seen together or whatever.
Do you think it's positive because this person might win challenges and save you, and vice versa, or how is it positive?
It can be positive because that person can help you in the rest of the game. You can trust them.
But isn't it negative because everybody else is like, oh, we got to get these two out because two is powerful?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying in the beginning, it's so stupid to do that. If you wait until the middle of the game, there's so many other targets. Yes, a showman is always going to be targeted too, but there's usually so many other things that happen in the house where other targets emerge.
Right.
That you can use it to your benefit. Or showmances always, I mean, they work out great if you can just get like one other person, like a strong player that has your back.
Right. So these three showmances, if all three of them actually, which they are, if they stayed together, which now they're, well, not really because of Jessica and Cody now, but if they stayed together, then it would work, I'm assuming.
Right. Yeah.
Because now it's like, now they got two showmances and one pretty girl left. And that's it. I thought she was the prettiest in the house.
When I lost my showman, that's when I could actually play the game, though. You know what I mean? It was like I got in a showman's my first week or two in the house, and then he got evicted. And I was like, fuck yeah. So then I felt like a relief. It was like I don't have this person tied to me. I can play freely.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy how, to me, do you in the history of the game, has a showmance ever stabbed their, the loved one or whoever it is that they like in the back? Like, because you have to be able to do that.
Well, yeah, in season 4, Drew took out his showmance at Final 3.
Wow. And what happened after that? They stopped talking?
They broke up.
They
won,
broke up.
Yeah.
Aw. That's sad. So who's your favorite right now in the house?
Showmances always break up. It's a tie. Well, I like Mark. I like Christmas. I like Elena. And I like Alex.
Okay. I liked Jessica at first for obvious reasons, but when I got to know her by watching her, it's funny how somebody become a 10 to a 2 fast. You know what I mean? I'm not attracted to her at all anymore. It's weird how that works, but like I'm attracted to Christmas now. It's like, I mean, but she's beautiful from the beginning, too.
I think Elena's hot, and I think Elena's gorgeous.
Right? Yeah, she is. She's a pretty girl, too, but Elena's just not my style, though. I don't know.
Kind of dumb, but no, Christmas is cool.
I would
be friends with Christmas.
Oh, definitely. Christmas, my favorite so far is Kevin, though. I really like Kevin.
Yeah, I like him, too.
And I like Ramses. I mean, people are like not really on Ramses right now, but I tell you one person that
he's a dark horse. He'll come out. He'll come out.
I tell you one person that I think I would be shocked if she's not in the final 5, and that's Dominique.
Yes, I agree. Because she has that. It's like I see her, and I'm like, oh, who is that? And that's what everyone's like. Who is this girl?
Did she remind you?
Never in the diary room. She never has any confessionals.
Right. Does she remind you of a little bit about Victoria, or you think she's smarter?
I think she's way smarter than Victoria.
Yeah, because Victoria made it to the end somehow. You know what they say about that. You make it to the end, you deserve it. I don't know. Yeah, so...
Yeah, I think Dominique's definitely smarter than Victoria, but I don't know.
Yeah, so Cody is he reminds me a little of, who is that guy on Caleb sees? Derek? Not Derek. Devin.
Really?
Devin. Not Derek.
Oh, Devin.
Devin.
No, Devin was hopeless. He was really bad. Like, watching him strategize was, like, so funny.
Well, Cody seems like he's doing basically the same thing. You know? Everybody gets to HOH room. They get all excited. They think they king bee. You know, they get up there and they're like, oh,
Yeah,
just like my
yeah.
brother did. You know, everybody gets up there and they're like, oh, you know, I'm in control now. You got to remember, you ain't in control of nothing. I don't even think I would sleep up there if I was HOH. I think I would stay with the crew, you know, because that's, to me, it's, you know, that right off the bat, if you win, it just puts a target on your back.
Yeah, it does.
How many did you win?
I won, in All Stars, I won 4 HOHs and 5 POVs. And I won the first HOH. But I had a target on my back before I even played.
Really?
Like, there was this whole weird, crazy alliance. So basically, every single person that played All Stars all called each other, and they didn't call me and everyone from my season.
Wow.
And I know, it was so stupid and so it was so dumb.
Well,
and
that's
finally
that.
someone called me and they were like, just so you know, everyone's gunning for you.
Wow.
So you're supposed to, like, you're going on the block week 1. And I was like, seriously? That's so fucked up.
He was like, no, I'm not.
I was like, I'm winning HOH, so good luck, bitches.
Right. And, you know, pregame alliances, especially in Big Brother, I would think are dangerous. It is part of the game. I talked to production not too long ago, and I'm like, look, pregame alliances are going to happen. There's some way that you guys, if you want it to be part of production, there's some way you need to try to implement it into the game because it's going to happen. Everybody knows it's going to happen. And, you know, it's a...
They got money sharing schemes,
right,
money and trips, like
right.
So much shit.
And it's dangerous. It's a dangerous thing to do, especially in Big Brother house, because look who they were after, you the entire time. And then, you know, you win all these challenges, and then it's like, oh, wait a second. You know, maybe we shouldn't do that. Why were they after you?
Yeah. Because I had just come off of my season 6. So I was like a very popular player. Right. And a lot of the people from All Stars were like from like the way older seasons. Maybe not as relevant. I don't know. But they didn't know me, and they just wanted to gun for me, I guess.
How far did you get that
because
season?
I got to Final 3. So they put me and 3 people from my original alliance from the previous season in the house together. So they put 4 of us together. It was basically like 4 coaches going in against 12. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they were after us because we were together. We were together the season before. You know?
Yeah, makes sense though. You know. So Megan, I talked to her. I don't know if you heard my interview with her, an exit interview when she says she has PTSD and she wanted out the house. That's what she says the case was. And I interviewed her, and it seemed like that was the case, but now you have people on Twitter saying this and that. Well, I also interviewed Caleb, which also was in the military, and he told me a story about him actually. You watch Survivor when this is a very interesting story. I don't know if we're going to post this before or after, but he told me a story about him being in, when he got medevaced, he was in an ambulance. He didn't remember anything. He said he woke up twice, once in a helicopter. Wow. Remember when he passed out on Survivor? Mm-hmm. He woke up in the helicopter, then he woke up in the ambulance. And he said when he was in the ambulance, that when he woke up, he said he woke up clear-headedly and he just sat up. And he said when he sat up, he looked around and nobody that he knew he recognized. Everybody had a mask on, had an orange IV in his arm. And he said immediately in his mind, he was just captured. And I'm like, whoa.
Oh, shit.
That's some deep stuff right there. So I'm like, well, man, like, what did you do? He's like, man, he said, I snapped to it, but he's like, I looked at my arm. I seen an orange IV. I see these people. Nobody speaks English. Nobody. And then he's like, that's the first thing that popped in my head. So then I'm like, PTSD is a real thing. That might not be, everybody has different cases of it. And you just that one moment with him, if that moment, because Caleb was a big dude, if that moment would have lasted 15 seconds, you would have had some hurt nurses in that ambulance. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is it came back to him, back in the service. Mm-hmm. So I can easily see where Megan You know, where that could happen, where it comes back to her when everybody in a house, and you would know more than me, you're in a house and you're surrounded and you can't go anywhere. It's like being in a box, like Caleb said, and then you know, everybody's bullying you and hollering at you. Can you see where that's a very strong possibility?
Yes, I think it's such a pressure cooker, and if you have any sort of anything like post-traumatic stress, whatever, some issues, those are going to definitely come out.
Right.
Especially if you're going through all those emotions, you know?
Right. Anytime, if you can't handle your emotions in the real world, you're surely not going to be able to handle them in a game called Big Brother.
You should not do Big Brother.
And you see the difference between Big Brother and Survivor. I can already tell you now. I can walk for a mile out the way. I can go on the beach and walk clear away from you guys. You know, and I can be by myself.
Be amazing. Yeah.
You know, in Big Brother, you can't go anywhere.
You can't go anywhere. Even like there's nowhere to go, and the house is tiny.
Is it really a tiny house?
The only thing we could do, it's pretty small. It's probably like, I would say it's 1,700 square feet, 1,800 square feet, something like that. It's definitely under 2,000 square feet.
Wow.
But what was I saying?
The
only time I ever had like alone time was if you would, like, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to go read, because the only thing we could read was the Bible. So I'd read the Bible like every day, and because there's nothing to do, you know. But to be able to walk around or just be like, hey, see you guys later. I'm just going to go collect my thoughts and just decompress for a second.
I mean, at some points in Survivor, at some points it's extremely boring, but I'm outside and I can go on the beach and I can go tan, or I can go take a swim in the ocean, or, you know, that you're outside. In there, it seems like, man, the boredom seems like it would kill me.
It can eat away at you. It wears on you after a while. It starts to wear on you.
Do you think it changed?
Some people aren't strong as others, so that's why they break down. They're just like, oh my God, get me out of here.
Do you think it changed you as a person playing 3 seasons, and not only playing 3 seasons of Big Brother, becoming an icon? Because I think, I would want to say, hey, no, it hasn't changed me at all. But there's an aspect to that of the whole Survivor thing, me playing 3 times, and that it's influenced me and the things I've done, especially now. Do you think that it's changed you in any way?
I don't think it's changed like the core of who I am. Mm-hmm. I think that honestly doing Big Brother kind of made me realize, like, holy shit, like I didn't know I was this crazy or was this strong or, you know what I mean? Or so I never knew I was that dominant until you put me in a house and I was just like ready to take on everyone. Because I'm not usually like that. I'm actually very chill, like I'm non-confrontational, whatever. I'm just live a happy life. But I think that made me realize, like, holy shit, like I am actually a crazy bitch.
Yeah. So did you ever know that you were that dominant when it comes to physical challenges, or did it just, you started Big Brother and you're like, wow, I'm an athlete?
I was always an athlete in high school. I ran the 300 in track, so my endurance, like a lot of those competitions are just like endurance, like you're, doing cardiovascular for like 30 minutes. So yeah, for me it was easy. Yeah, because I was always an athlete.
I got to tell this one challenge that Parvati did. It's amazing, and it's just amazing how you can dig deep in these type of things and do things that you never thought you could do. That saying that you say all the time, you can only do what you're set up to do. Like Parvati actually raised her hand above her head for 6.5 hours.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
She had so crazy.
They had a thing wrapped around her hand where the bucket, if you pull it, the bucket spills, and you just have to. All you have to do is hold your arm up. That's all. And everybody's like, "Oh, I can hold my arm up." Try to hold your arm up for an hour, and then call me. 6.5 hours.
That's crazy.
So
that's awesome, though.
Yeah, it's awesome because, and you can do it. That's the thing with that game. You can really do it if you put your mind to it. You can do it. Like the things that you do on that game, the things that I've done, I'm like, how did I do that? I remember my first challenge, the very first challenge I ever did in season 19. When I got in the truck, because obviously they bring you to the challenges. You don't walk. They show that you're walking, but they're so, all over the place. So they bring you to the challenge, you get out, then they start filming. Well, when I did that challenge, I was amazed that I even completed it because I had to pick up this big old heavy logs and I had to walk them. And they were, I remember thinking.
I remember that.
Right. I remember thinking, I can't do it. Like my mind was like, you can't do it. You can't. Like it kept saying that in my mind over and over. You got to stop. And then immediately I thought, my kids are watching. That's the first thing I thought. My kids are watching. And I was like, I can't stop.
How old are your kids, Russell?
Right now, I have twin girls that's 17, my little boy that's 12, and I have a baby girl that's 8 years old. So,
oh, cute.
And they were little.
Wow.
They were little.
Awesome.
They were little when I played, but I remember specifically in that challenge to where I was like, I can't stop, and I couldn't even hardly move the boulder anymore of wood, so I had to inch it. And Jeff was like, you can't roll it. So I had to inch it, inch by inch. And I remember my stomach was contracting. Like I was afterwards, of course, I'm throwing up, my stomach contracting. Like I'm in a place that I've never been in my life. And then when it was all said and done, I was like, I can't believe I did that. Because the whole time I was doing it, I thought, you can't do this. You can't do this. That's literally what I was thinking. But I kept going and kept doing it. So when I finished, I was like, wow, you really can do things you put your mind to. So, that saying is real.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's hard to comprehend that saying until you're actually in those kind of situations. Like I'm sure you've been in challenges to where, wow, you was like, wow, it's pretty amazing. I just won that challenge. And the more confident you get, the stronger you get in that type of game,
Mm-hmm. So. I was always, I don't know, like for me, competitions were always easy too, because I always competed, if that makes sense. Like I always competed. Like I always did like figure skating competitions. So I would always be like on.
I'd love to see you figure skating.
Or do like, or I used to do like beauty pageants or what, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that where you just,
right.
Whatever.
Well, did you do the USA or the America? What system were you in?
Yeah, I did the USA division. Yes.
Okay.
I'm not talented, Russell.
Well, I judged the Miss Pennsylvania pageant last year, and to tell you, just since we're talking about pageants, it was mind opening how talented and how smart these girls are. I thought, I always thought, oh, it's just a pretty girl. You walk up there and you win the challenge. That's not the case. You have to be able to speak. You have to go in front of the judges. Yeah. They ask you whatever questions that you don't know what they're going to ask you. You're going to have to be able to do a specific talent. So when I finished that, I had a whole new respect for beauty pageant girls. So, yeah, they're some tough girls.
Yeah. It's super competitive, and you have to prepare so much. Like, you have to know. You have to be, like, on every single question.
Right.
It's crazy.
Well, Janelle, I sure appreciate you coming on the show. I definitely wanted to tell you.
Yes, thanks for having me.
I wanted to tell you what was going through my mind, the whole Twitter thing, because I didn't want you to think I was just a crazy person. Because most people think I'm just a crazy person. But that was my brother, and, I was kind of defensive when it comes to my family. And that's all that was. So,
no, and if you see him, please tell him I do apologize. And it was, it was all game. It was like, whatever.
Right.
There was multiple people involved in that whole situation, not just me. But
Right.
Tell him for whatever it's worth. I'm sorry. And, I do think he's actually a really cool, funny guy.
Right.
But,
yeah, he's a good guy. All right, Janelle, well, it was nice having you on. Maybe later on in the middle of the season or the end of the season, you can come back and tell me your thoughts on the game. How's it going?
For sure, Russell.
All right,
Thanks for having me.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right, have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Yep, bye.